Oh, you're gonna hide that. Let's
Yes.
start the recording.
And I'm gonna hide.
And then hide. Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. Come on in. Okay, so again, thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. This is our second night. We're learning as we go along, things to say and things to talk about. So come on in. Hello. So there's a lot of information in this. The other Monday when I did this, I got through it in about 30 minutes. So that's my goal, to do it again in about 30 minutes. But before we get started here, I would like to just I'm still putting names and faces together. So I would like to just do a quick introduction. If I can just have everybody just introduce themselves and tell us what role you are in regards to this trip. Are you a student traveler? Are you an adult traveler? Are you a parent? Are you a chaperone? What's your role? So I will start. I'm Martin Schwinger. I teach some of the business classes here at and I'm one of the two group leaders.
Hello, everybody. I am. I don't know.
A little bit of everything.
Most days, and
Okay, we'll start over this way.
Very well.
Yep. The adult is questionable. Let's go down this way. Okay. Okay, awesome. So you're parents then in that case. Okay. Okay. Come on.
watching you at the store.
Okay. Okay, awesome.
My who is mom?
Okay. Okay.
I'm with travel.
Okay.
Our parent.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Oh,
You're student traveling. Okay. 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 Okay, parent. Okay. 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 Awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you for taking that time. It helps me to try to put names and faces together. So, because I know a lot of the names, but I don't necessarily match them with the faces. So thank you for that. Hi, Angela and Keenan. Welcome. Thank you. We're glad you're here. Okay, so we'll try to get through, like I said, we'll try to get through this. Try to cover this in about a half an hour. That's my goal. That's what I did on Monday. Okay, so in case you didn't get or didn't see an email, we do have our dates confirmed for the trip, which are the 18th through the 26th of July. That's a Tuesday, starting on a Tuesday, and I think coming back on Wednesday? I don't remember. But anyway, 18th through the 26th. So those dates are the confirmed dates for the trip. Okay. All right. So go ahead.
I'm a calendar person, so I need on my calendar. And so hopefully you kind of got the calendar invite. Did y'all get it? Okay. So I put them on there, and I also put for all of our meetings that we have to have leading up to that. So hopefully, if you did not get a calendar invite, let me know, and I will write your email down to add you to all of it.
Okay, and this isn't working. So we were hoping, but I have my clicker, but it's not connecting to the Zoom one. It's not working for Zoom.
It wasn't working on the Zoom?
Nope. Not working on the Zoom. So we'll have to try something else. Okay, so we'll just do it that way. Okay, so
I think it's you.
is it me? What the heck?
Pretty sure.
Okay, fine. What's going to happen kind of each day to day. Now, some of the details we won't have until later on, so this is more general. And as we get some of those details, we'll maybe fill you in, but this is to give you an idea of what it's like. Day one. Let's see if it'll work for me now. There it goes. Thank you, Miss Jones. Okay. Day one is essentially a travel day. We will meet at Baylor Stadium, the time to be determined, because we don't know what time our flight is leaving. But the goal will be, we're going to plan to be at the airport 3 hours before the flight, at least 3 hours before the flight. Okay. So we'll meet at Baylor Stadium, time to be determined. We are going to be taking charter buses because we want to get everybody there all at the same time. At this point, we have done some fundraising between Miss Moss or Miss Jones, myself, and Mr. Baker, one of our other chaperone teachers, to pay for those buses. So at this point, as it stands, okay, for those charter buses. Yep. Okay. So, that again, so everybody up there. Once we get to the airport, we will go through airport security. Our plan right now is at least myself and my wife, TSA check. We will go ahead through security and be there on the other side of security to meet all of our travelers coming through and gather them all together. So again, we keep them together that way. Okay. Come on in. Hi, Addie. Okay. Once we get through airport security, we will find our gate. We'll find our gate, and we will wait for our overnight flight to London. We will probably, maybe 5 or 6 in the evening will be the flight time. Again, I am totally guessing. We do not have those details yet, but it will be an overnight flight to London. So travelers, I do suggest you sleep on the plane. Okay. Because once we get to day 2 and we get into London, yeah, it's a 9-hour flight or 10-hour flight. Okay. So sleep on the plane because we will arrive in London in the morning and we will essentially start right away into it. We will most likely arrive in Heathrow Airport. We will have to go through customs. So you want to make sure you keep your passports handy with you. Have to show these when you get into London and when we go through customs. Okay. At that point, we will also, once we get everybody through customs, we'll meet our tour director. Tour director. We will board charter buses again. We'll go right into the city in London, and our tour director will take us around to some various sites. We may see Tower Bridge, which, by the way, any of the pictures that are in here are pictures that I took when my daughter and I went 5 years ago. So it was in there for fun. He'll take us around and show us some of the sites, give us some history of the city and of some of those sites. And at some point, probably toward the evening, we will check into the hotel. Day 3. Again, we are still in London. We will either take the bus or take the subway, which is in London is known as the Tube. We will take that into the city. We'll get some more walking tour and history. And in the afternoon, we get to go on the London Eye, which is a 40-story Ferris wheel. Okay. Now, I will tell you, at least from what I've heard and from what I have seen, the capsules are closed in. Okay. So there's less chance of falling out. There's less chance of any accidents. They are self-contained. We also get to experience a movie as part of this tour and everything. I do not expect it to take all afternoon, so I'm kind of guessing that we will have some free time in the afternoon, late afternoon, evening. Yes, we know what Gary wants to do while he is in London. Hey, come on in. Hi, Lily. Come on in. Okay, so day 4, we are going to be going from London to Paris. We will take the train. We'll take the Eurostar train From London to Paris, it is approximately a 2.5, 3 hour train ride. From London to Paris, we actually go through what is called the Channel. It is a tunnel that goes through underneath the English Channel. So once we get into Paris, we will again get on a bus. Come on in. Welcome. We'll get on it. We'll load up charter buses, and again, we will go right into the city and have a chance to get a walking tour and see some of the various sites in Paris. We may get a chance to go to Montmartre, which is the home of Sacré-Cœur Basilica, which is that building right there. And again, sometime later in the evening, we will check into our hotel. Day 5 again is in Paris. We'll get to see more sites in Paris, depending on where the hotel is. We will take a bus into the city. And the reason I say that is because when I was there with my daughter in 2018, the hotel that we were at was a half an hour drive away from the city. So we had to take the bus into the city. But once we get there, we get a walking tour in the morning around the city a little bit. The afternoon in Paris, that afternoon will be to explore on our own. We do ask all of our student travelers to stay close to their team leader or an adult. And when I say team leader, all of our chaperones will all of the students will have their team leader will be one of our chaperones. So you can explore the city, you can go basically do whatever you would like. The only thing that we ask our student travelers to do is to stay close to an adult or their team leader. Okay. Our tour director will determine for later in the evening for dinner or the Seine River cruise, if you have signed up for that. The Seine River cruise is kind of cool. It just winds around through the Seine, around the city. You get to see some of the sights of Paris from a different perspective. That is an optional excursion. If you have not signed up that you want to do that optional excursion, if you go into your traveler portal, go to the itinerary tab and kind of down to the bottom, you just check that box for the Seine River cruise. Okay, day 6, Paris to Rome. Okay, in the morning, we get to visit the Louvre, which is, of course, one of the most famous museums in the world. It is time to actually go see everything that is in the Louvre. It would take you days, literally days. That museum is that huge. And of course, it is the home of the Mona Lisa. So we'll get to hopefully get to see that amongst all the crowds that will probably be there looking at it as well. You want to check it? Yeah. Yes.
Yes, if you were here Monday, you would
Hi, Azacia, come on in. Okay. So I'm not exactly, again, we don't have the details yet, but at some point during day 6, I'm guessing toward late afternoon, evening, we will fly to Paris. So same rules will apply as when we leave DFW. We will go through airport security. And then fly to Rome. And it doesn't work again. But it has to.
Oh.
Probably.
No, it's just that I was doing that window.
Okay. All right. So there we go. So we go to Rome, and again, we'll most likely bus into the city from our hotel. We'll visit Campo de' Fiori, which is a street marketplace. They have all kinds of little stalls, vendors set up. You can do all kinds of various shopping that is there. It's really kind of cool. It's an open marketplace. And we will also visit the Colosseum and the Roman Forum, which is again a couple of really kind of cool things. This is the Colosseum. That's my daughter actually. In that picture, she was overlooking the Colosseum at one point. And then this is just a shot from the Roman Forum. Roman Forum, of course, if you know history at all, that was essentially the central place of the Roman Empire. Their marketplace, everything, their business center, everything was part of that. Day 8, we are still in Rome. We get a guided tour of Vatican City. Now, one thing to note when we are in the Vatican, there are no shorts, there are no tank tops, there are no bare. Yeah, yeah, I know. Sorry, Gary. Okay. If any of our travelers try to show up and go through the Vatican City in shorts or tank tops or bare midriff, you will not be allowed in. They will not allow you in. So that's why I'm telling you now. Do not wear appropriate clothing when we go to the Vatican. After that, it's kind of a do wear appropriate clothing. Don't wear what I'm. Thank you. Sometimes my brain gets going faster than my mouth, and I lose track of what I'm saying. We will at some point during that day as well. You will have a chance to walk around Rome, self-guided tour, get to see some of the other sites, like the Trevi Fountain, the Parthenon, which are actually right across from each other. So, and some other sites as well. Day 8 is a travel day home. We will take the bus from the hotel to the airport. Again, go through airport security, customs, all that. We fly back to Dallas. We get on the charter bus, come back to Waco, and again, we'll meet at Baylor. Okay. Questions so far? No? Okay, cool. All right. Excuse me, let me think of a quick follow. Okay, so some general info for traveling. Things to know for traveling. Okay. So just give you an idea of the size of the cities, the weather, what the weather's going to be like when we are there. So we are visiting some major metropolitan cities. And just to give you an idea, the population of the Dallas-Fort Worth area is about 7.7 million. London is almost 9 million. Paris is little over 12 million. Rome is the smallest of the cities that we're going to be visiting. It's 4.3 million. But there's going to be a lot of people. So that'll just give you an idea of size, okay? Weather in London, these are average temperatures for July. For the time that we're going to be there, London, it ranges from about 60 to 73. Mostly sunny. We may get a chance of rain in London. Paris is slightly cooler, about 59 to 71. And again, mostly sunny, but some chance of rain. Rome is going to be the warmest. It ranges from 65 to 88. Mostly sunny. It will be warm, but there is still a possibility of small chance of rain when we get to Rome. Okay, languages, internet, and time. So languages that we will encounter while we're there: English, French, and Italian, obviously, because it's United Kingdom, France, and Italy. Most of the people that I remember encountering when I was there, they spoke English, and most people will speak English when we are there. But I do suggest that you might, just to be out of courtesy, since we are in their country and their language is primary there, that you learn a few phrases in either French or Italian, things like hello, goodbye, please, thank you. Do you speak English? Simple phrases like that. But you can also use Google or Apple. Translate apps can help, and both of those offer both a written via text or an audio. You can speak into it, say what, ask your question or whatever, and it will actually play it back in the appropriate language.
And they're not. They're not.
Bless her heart. Okay, Wi-Fi is available in most public places and in the hotels in all 3 cities. You can also check with your cell phone carrier to see if your cell phone carrier has some kind of international plan available. I know AT&T, they have the international day plan, which costs you $10 a day, but you basically have the same kind of internet and data and telephone access as if you would if you were in the United States with that. Times, our mornings may start as early as 8 o'clock, possibly earlier on some days. And we actually may not get back to the hotel in the evening till like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. So they're going to be very full, very long days. Yeah, exactly. The idea, hopefully, one of the ideas is to give you, especially our student travelers, a taste of what it's like outside of the country, outside of our own little world here. You may find something that you love about these cities. Thank you for coming. Thank you. And that maybe will sometime later in your life want to go back and have a chance to go back. Okay. Okay, shopping and spending. So the UK in London, in the UK, they use the pound system. They don't use euros. In Paris and Rome, they both use euros because they're part of the European Union. EF, our travel partner, recommends $60 a day for shopping, spending money. And they also recommend that you carry like $60 of that, $60 worth of pounds, $60 worth of euros when you go over there. Okay, so just so you have some cash with you, you can get from your bank. You can go to your bank and order the euros or the pounds. It depends on your bank, but it could take anywhere from 1 day to 1 week. Chase, it took like 1 day. So that's why I say 1 day to 1 week. But so plan ahead for that. Well, I was doing $300, so I may have already met the requirement on that case. It's not, and it will change. I mean, right now, I think Monday they looked it up and they said $100 was like 92 euros or something like that. So it can change. The exchange rate will fluctuate. So I recommend waiting closer to the time to get it so that you also get the best rate. I also suggest going to your bank. Avoid getting or exchanging cash at like airports, train stations, like things like that, because not only do you have to deal with the exchange rate, but you're also dealing with some kind of fee that they're going to charge you. Okay, it's going to be better to get it from your bank, but have at least $60 in euros, $60 in pounds when we go over. After that, if you want to use an ATM card, a credit card, that's totally fine. Check with your bank or your credit card company though for any international fees, exchange fees. In that case. Think so? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I would think so. Yeah. Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, yeah. Visa, MasterCard definitely will be accepted over there. Yeah, yeah, Visa and MasterCard. If you plan to buy any clothing, like I'm the type of person that when I go traveling, I tend to buy a t-shirt for wherever I am visiting. But the sizes are different. They're smaller over there. So if you tend to buy a medium, is just as an example, if you tend to buy a medium here in the United States, you're going to want to look for the large. You're going to want to look at a large for that. Okay. Okay, tipping. You want to plan $12 a day for the tour director, the bus driver, local guides. Now, I will say that's not $12 for each of those three. That's $12. Okay, $12. So for a total of 8 days, that's $96. What's going to happen is before we leave, like one of that last meeting in July that we'll have before we leave, we will collect that and we will take care of that for you. So you don't have to worry about tipping our bus driver, our tour director, any of the local guides. We will take care of that. We will collect the money from you. We'll hold on to it. We'll get it to them. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, meals and transportation. This applies to all cities. Meals, you will most likely find things that are different than what you're used to when you're over there. But you should be able to find something, and I do suggest trying something new. I will be the first one to admit I am a picky eater. Shauna will attest to this. Okay, I am a picky eater, but even with that, I'm still able to find something to eat and have a chance to try something new. Okay, experience the culture, experience the food that's there, because this is what this is part of this trip is all about, is having those experiences. There you go. Yeah, just a little hint there. Yeah. Okay. So most of the days that we are there, breakfast will be at the hotel, buffet style, continental style. It can vary a little bit as to what is offered there in each of the hotels, but you'll have breakfast. You'll have a chance to have breakfast at the hotel before we leave for the day. Lunch will most likely be on your own. You will have a chance to go out, explore a little bit. This is where you can have a chance to try something new. And our tour director, our local guides, they are great resources of places to try. Dinner will be at a restaurant that our tour director has arranged or chosen. And in a lot of cases, it's the case, especially since there's going to be over 60 of us, we may be renting out the restaurant for the evening, the entire restaurant for the evening. But our tour director will take care of that for us. We'll take care of that arrangement for us. Yes, that will be part of your spending shopping. Yeah.
That we encourage you to bring, at least will be part of that.
Yeah.
And you can bring those little snacks with you. Hey, dinner may be with. So, hey, I got a granola bar. You guys, I don't.
Yeah. Because the other thing is the dinners will probably be later, like 7, 8 o'clock at night. So you may have lunch at about noon. Well, come about 5 o'clock, you may start to get hungry. You're gonna want some kind of snack.
So. No.
Don't start. We can check with our tour director and see.
At least once. Yeah, but hopefully.
Yeah. Thanks, Asesha. Okay, so you will have a chance to communicate any dietary restrictions that you have. We'll send out a form a little later where you'll have a chance to communicate that. That way we can make our tour director aware of any issues or any restrictions that you have so that then they can make those arrangements for those dinners. Okay. Transportation. Most of the tour, we will be walking. So definitely have some comfortable shoes that you're comfortable walking in and being in for a long day. Just as a side note, of course, in London, they drive on the left-hand side of the road. So you know how here in the US, if you're crossing a street, you want to look left, right, left. When we get to London, it's the opposite. Right, left, right. Okay, and we will also, because we are such a large group, we will try to make sure to have everybody crossing the street in small groups or and that we maintain that safety as well.
Yeah, someone just said they couldn't hear.
Okay, all right.
He walks and talks.
I
Sorry.
walk and talk, sorry. And I talk with my hands a lot, if you haven't noticed. Okay. So we will take some buses in some cases. We'll also, again, especially when we're in London, you'll have a chance to ride the tube to the subway in London. When we have those opportunities that we are taking the train, we are taking the tube, it is very important that we stick together, stay close to your team leader on those platforms, because we don't want anybody getting left behind or getting on the wrong train. Just to give you an example, when I was there with my daughter in 2018, we had a couple of girls who, before we got on the train, they decided they wanted to make a run to the bathroom. So they did. We all got on the train. They missed the train that we were all going on. They got on the next one, but it was going the opposite direction. So our tour director had to go find them and catch them up to us. So we want to make sure that we try to keep everybody together, all get on the same train. So student travelers, please stay close to your team leader or another adult when you are there, so that we don't have somebody getting lost. No, that will be handled. Yep, that's already taken care of. Okay, so now we'll move on. Packing, suggested apps and what to wear or what to pack. So some suggested apps, these are from EF. These will help you sit through some various things. So one is maybe a packing app. There's one called PackPoint. You put in where you're going, how many nights, the time that you're going, and it will actually generate a list for you, a packing list for you. Currency Converter would be good. Some calculator apps on your phone also have options for conversion as well. There's one called maps.me. It is a data-free map. You can download the app, then you can download what city you're going to, and you can access that map without accessing Wi-Fi or data.
Also, before whatever area that you're going to be, you're going to have also a Google Map. So if you already have Google Maps, you go ahead and use that.
And speaking of Google Apps, a translator app is good. Of course, if you have Google phone, you have a Google phone or whatever, it probably already has that app loaded into it. Apple has the Apple Maps loaded into it as well already. Communication. Is WhatsApp for communication.
App, and the thing about WhatsApp is that it allows you to use over Wi-Fi. So if all else fails and all you're at a place with Wi-Fi, you can use this to do everything. Also with WhatsApp, we're gonna have you broken into groups. So you'll be broken into our travelers. So who the people who are on the trip. It also will have for parents. So you'll have a group of parents that I can communicate with. So like the parents that are not coming with us, I'll be giving you updates. Hey, today we are heading to blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. And I'll try to send like group pictures and stuff. Because you know what, let's be honest, sometimes your kids may not communicate with you. And you may want to know what's happening. Well then you can send me a message on WhatsApp. And I can like, okay, here they are, and just kind of keep you updated. So we'll have it broken into groups. So there'll be information just for travelers, because there's no point of you hearing me say, make sure you're up in the morning. I don't want to put y'all in that group. But it'll be separated, so you'll know where we are, and it's also just a way for you to check in. So as we get closer, probably in our July meeting, in our July meeting, there'll be QR codes, and you'll scan the QR code to join your WhatsApp group. So there'll be the parent non-traveler group, then there'll be the traveler group, and then there'll be one for chaperones and adult travelers. So that we can all be together, also be able to communicate, but at the same time, not everyone being in one giant group. Oh God. That just, yeah. So, but what allows me to do because I break it down is that if there is something I need everyone to know, like when we're on planes now, you all will know we probably can't communicate with you anymore. I actually buy the plane thing because that's just too long for me to be on a plane without internet. So I do pay for plane usage. Not everyone, it's just too long for me. And so if you needed the information or you needed to let someone know, I would still be available the entire 10-hour flight. So that's the beauty of WhatsApp. And so it is going to be required for all travelers, and then for parents, that will be the way that you will communicate with us throughout the trip. So ideally, everyone will have it by July.
Okay. Photo editor or video editor, this is a great way to help you remember your trip. I strongly encourage, take lots of photos, take lots of videos. When I was there 5 years ago, over 10 days, I took over 1,000 pictures and videos. It's just, make your TikToks. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so there's just a couple of recommendations. You probably have your favorite one that you use, but those are a couple. One that definitely will also be recommended is one called EF Traveler. That will be specific for our tour. You'll be able to see the itinerary and what's going on each day when we are there. There you go. Okay, all right, so clothing and accessories. Let's get into that. Some things to pack. Okay, masks and face coverings. As of right now, you may have noticed if you've gone into your traveler portal, they have put an update in there as to any COVID restrictions. As of right now, there are no COVID restrictions in either of the 3 countries that we are going to be in. But when we were in Madrid in January, masks were required on public transit. We didn't find that out till we were there, if I remember correctly, right? Okay, so I suggest, in any of those 3 countries, they may have something like that. So I suggest bring a mask or bring a face covering just to have it in case.
And
No. No vaccination requirements, no testing requirements. Yeah. Okay, awesome. There you go. Okay, she's got us covered. Okay. 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 Going on again. Comfortable walking shoes, shorts, both short and long sleeve. Again, this could be almost 90 degrees in Rome when we are there. Okay, socks and underwear, a watch, pants, shorts, jeans, pajamas. EF recommends a dress your outfit, but more than likely you would not even have a chance to change into that. So my thinking is maybe, but yeah. So maybe, but that could be optional. Raincoat, coat, and or an umbrella, lightweight nylon jacket or fleece. I recommend this rather than like a heavy sweatshirt, because that heavy sweatshirt is just going to take up room in your suitcase. So if you've got a lightweight fleece or a light rain jacket, lightweight nylon jacket, use that instead, and you can just layer if you feel like you need to.
or let your one put you on. Like, you're gonna something or whatever, wear that on, and then you already have
A reusable water bottle. Okay, basic toiletries, toothbrush, toothpaste. We're gonna send this out, Arissa. Don't worry, okay? Okay. You're gonna get a PDF, Arissa. Don't worry about it, okay? Toothbrush, toothpaste, shampoo, conditioner, soap, body wash, deodorant, hairbrush, comb, sunscreen, hand sanitizer, any medications. Do not.
So. All right. It's the one. And so, if you are watching, figure it out. That's all we can do.
Okay, so washcloth, loofah, body scrubber, or whatever, you know, whatever you need, make sure you pack that. Medications, try to make sure you have a copy of your prescription as well, because they may, says somebody may want to match that. Oh, yes, I have a prescription for this. Yes, here's the bottle for it. You know, if you're taking prescription medications.
All my field. Still packaging, waiting, especially otherwise it's throw away. So all in the original.
And if you wear glasses or contacts, maybe a spare set. There. Okay, money and electronics. Okay, again, ATM card, personal credit card. Again, check with your bank, your credit card company regarding any international fees for that. Again, $60 converted into currency of the country you're traveling to. Some kind of pouch or, you know, crossbody or something for storing your money, your passport, maybe underneath your clothing. I'm one that I carry a wallet. That's all I have. I have everything in here. But one thing that I learned from that trip is that do not put this in your back pocket. You want to keep it in your front pocket, because pickpockets will get you on your back pockets. Okay. She has a story about that. You can ask her about that later from our experience in Madrid. Excuse me. But so guys, if you carry a wallet, and that's all you want to carry, that's fine. But keep it in your front pocket. Most of the hotel rooms won't have an alarm clock, so maybe bring an alarm clock, or of course use the one that's on your phone. Makes it very convenient. An adapter or a converter, a power converter. Okay, this is one that I got on Amazon. It cost me about $15. It actually will cover most countries: Europe, the UK, Australia, the US, and it's very valuable because their plugs, their power points in those other countries, they are different. Okay, but something like this you can get for like $15 on Amazon, and it's a multi-use one, multi-currency converter. Yeah, the UK's outlets are different than the ones in Rome or Paris. Yeah, go ahead.
Ports. Whatever. So
that's one of the things that I like about that one, is because it does have the 3 USBs on there as well. So if you've got USB devices that you want to charge your devices.
I don't know. Oh. But but we go far.
Yeah, and like I said, that was like $15. Yeah. Okay, so some kind of adapter or converter. Camera, if you like to use cameras, extra batteries or extra charger. Of course, most people nowadays, what do they got? They've got their phones. They can use their pictures on the phone. You know, the camera that's on your phone. The pictures that you saw earlier that I took when I was there, those were pictured all from my iPhone 10 when I was there. And they came out beautiful. They were gorgeous. And then the other thing, one other recommendation. Okay. If you want to. Yeah. Pictures and videos. Yeah. Okay. Documents. Okay, important documents to have with you. You can probably, we don't need this. Don't have to worry. If something does change, Jeff will let us know about those things. Passport, of course. Make sure that you have your passport. One of our later meetings, we are actually, just so that we have it, just so that there's extra documentation, we are going to ask you all to bring your passports to one of those meetings, and we are going to make a copy of your passport. So that way, if for whatever reason something happens, you lose your passport, having that copy of your passport will be able to expedite the process in getting your passport replaced. Okay. But passports you have to have on all the travel. Yes. As long as like you've applied for it, it just hasn't arrived yet. Okay, as long as the name and the birth date that is on the application matches what it would be, that same name and birth date that was put into EF's portal, your EF portal, as long as they match, you should be fine, even if the passport arrives after the 31st. Okay, so when that does arrive, get in there, submit it so that it's there. Okay. Visa, we don't need any visas for the trip. Health insurance card might be a good thing to have just in case. Copy of your tour itinerary, which actually will be in the EF Traveler app. Okay, so the itinerary will be there. List of important phone numbers like your group leaders, your chaperones. Everyone, actually, all travelers will get a wristband like this one right here. But it only printed on it is the number for emergency number for EF. But there's also a blank space where the number for group leader. So that you can get in contact with us if there's any issues while we are on the tour, because we will at least have cell service while we are there. So if you need to get in touch with us, but everybody will have a wristband like that you have. Because we want to be, as well as we'll have WhatsApp for communication. If you want to send postcards home, addresses, where you're going to go, any prescriptions. Carry-on bag. Now, one thing that I recommend, and EF recommends as well, is you are allowed one carry-on and one personal item and maybe a shopping bag when you are on the airplane. If you can fit everything that you are going to need into that carry-on, into that personal item, I suggest doing it, because then we don't have to worry about having to get somebody's luggage off of the carousel in the airport when we are there. Okay.
We'll wait.
Yeah, we wait. For those of you who will be checking a bag, that's. But I'm saying, if you can make it work between your carry-on and your personal item, do it. Okay. Okay. Every traveler will get a backpack from EF. That is a great thing to have as your personal item. Okay, so things to carry with you either in your carry-on, in that personal item. If you're using your EF backpack for your personal item, that's fine. But these are things to carry with them. So again, use your EF backpack. Toothbrush. For those. Hairbrush, contact lenses, or glasses, change of clothes. If you are checking a bag, that's fine. For personal item. That way, if for whatever reason your checked bag gets delayed, you at least have a change of clothes. Any medications that you have, and any valuables. Those are all things that should go in either your carry-on or your personal item.
Girls, if you were a person who wants to film their experience, I'm happy to do it.
Over there.
When we were leaving, yeah.
That, that was going to Mexico. Maybe going to Europe is a whole different story. Okay. So just FYI. Okay, we're almost done. Okay. Yes, yes. One of our last meetings, we'll pass them. Yep, exactly. Okay, some final things. We've got a couple of fundraiser things that we're working on putting together so that have a little bit more chance to raise some funds for the trip. One is a candle fundraiser. I will later on tonight or tomorrow morning, I will send out an interest form. If you're interested in doing a candle fundraiser, I'll send that information out, send the form back, then we'll get the information to you from there. Okay. The other one that Ms. Jones has been working on is a calendar fundraiser. So did you want?
So calendar fundraiser, I've seen like a lot of my friends' kids doing it. And so I was like, oh, maybe my students can do this. So this could be a great way to earn like your spending money, your what's that thing called? Charter bus money, your tip money, without having to like add on to what you're doing. So on your Google Classroom, I'm gonna post it. But that's math work. It was open, I promise. It said not anymore. No, it's fine. I got it. Yep, it'll come back here in a second. If I was a paper, where would I be? Didn't I show you on my?
Yeah,
I was like, I thought I showed it to you on my computer. Ah. Yes.
Yes. We heard something.
Also, just keep it in dollars.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see.
They said in our thing to
Yeah.
keep it in dollars because usually they know where they should go to change for better rates, or they have their own way of doing it. And then they also know places that just take it. Yes,
Miss Jones.
Angela.
Yes. So I actually kind of have to leave, but is that it on like the
Yes,
trip stuff?
yeah, you're good, babe.
Okay, thank you so much. Bye, Miss
Thank
Jones.
you. Bye.
Bye.
All right. So thank you. So how pick a date to donate work is basically you would share this calendar with your friends. My friends send it via like text message. They also sent it. They post it on Facebook. But basically, you'll have people sign up for a date. And they'll sign up for a date, and whatever date they sign up for, that's the amount they're going to donate to you. And yeah, I was like, oh, my students can do this. So I made us one. So basically, I made it for April and May. And as people sign up, you put their name, and you either can have them. Like my friends had his Cash App. So like they said, hey, if you want to pick a date, pick the date and cash out the money to me or Venmo the money to me. And you go in. So all the ones I've donated to thus far, they didn't have a perk. However, I am willing to help you guys, and I will buy an Amazon card and do a whole raffle for people. So like every date that they buy, they enter to win $100 Amazon gift card. And so try to like give people more incentive to fill in your calendar. But the goal is to fill in your April and your May calendar. So once they buy, you put their name in that spot, and that's how much they're going to pay you for that date. So if you look at the example, I buy April 11th. So if someone sponsors you on April 11th, that means they're going to give you $11, right, towards your trip. And then you'll give me their name goes in for the raffle. But if they say, I'll buy 11 through the 12th, so then they're going to donate 20. I wrote 22, but it's meant to be 23, and I didn't realize it was late. So just go with it. I was doing it really quick, and I was like, oh, fudge, I already made it. I was like, oh, dang it. I already made it a PDF. And so then that's why I didn't send it out before the meeting, because I realized my error. I'm also human, okay? And so I know that that's how it works. And so if you get it filled, that's covering your bus, your tip money, and giving you a little extra spending money. And at the end of May, I'll collect your maps from you, and every person's name that's on there will be entered into the raffle, and we'll do a raffle, and whoever we draw gets a $100 Amazon gift card. So I'm gonna put this in I have to put it in the Google Class. Oh, look, we're gonna get a Lowe's gift card too, so I can write that on there. So when I fix the 22 to the 23, okay, I'm gonna fix that. When I fix that, it's now not only an Amazon gift card, but also a Lowe's. So just saying, okay, I'm gonna throw that in there. So yeah, I don't have anywhere to print this pretty. I'm gonna figure it out. But or parents, you can print them out for your students if they want to participate in it. Or parents, you can just send it out digitally, however you want. But on there, I can send it. Would it be better if I do it in email? I'll send an email. An email, I'll send the PDF, the JPEG version. And for students, Mr. Schwinger can also print you a hard copy if you want.
Yeah.
They're privileged. I don't have color printing in my room. So but that was just a kind of I noticed that I had been doing a lot of them and I was like, wait, we could do this. Hold on, I got this. So if you're interested, just let us know. But it's fairly easy and it's low risk because there's none. There's none at all. So are there any questions about how it works or okay, well, that's it.
More.
So, my husband is very political. He's very concerned about the House and riots and the political issues in France. Is anyone else aware of that?
There,
It's pretty chaotic over there.
yeah, I've heard there are some issues right now going on with the current president and some of the rules that some of the laws that he's had. I don't know exactly how serious it is. I don't know. Who knows? We're still. By the way, we're at 118 days out, so it could change, and a lot could happen in 118 days.
There was like into the city and it's chaos.
Then our tour director
They
or
modify our tour.
they will modify our tour and they will take care of us to keep us safe, and make sure that there's no issues.
They will modify. I feel like someone
See
talked
you, Abby.
about it
Thank you.
that they've had to change tour mid tour. So like instead of going to Paris, they may send us to another city and do something else. But they notify it ahead of time and they will adjust course necessary.
They have people. In fact, EF has an office in London, so if they keep tabs on things like that. So if there is something that could possibly pose a danger to any travelers, they'll make those adjustments. Okay. There, okay, you're okay. Okay. Hey. Okay. Yeah.
You mentioned Google Classroom.
Mhm.
Information.
Yes. So with Google Classroom, I think I started it like last year, and I kept adding the students as they joined to the Google Classroom. But a lot of my students, if they have me, they tend to ignore my emails because maybe I send too many. And so they tend to ignore emails with my name on it. They're all looking down because I'm not lying. I know what they're doing. And so they have the emails, but probably ignore me. If I send important things, and apparently I over communicate. Who knew? But I can send a link and parents can also join the Google Classroom for those children that ignore me.
We have 62.
62. 62 in total traveling.
Right on. Yes.
Yes. We will get group assignments out in our June meeting.
Yeah. And I think it's in May where we'll tell you what team you're on to.
Yes, we'll do team assignments and group assignments. So. Yes, so roommate assignments are going to be finalized either by our May meeting or our June meeting. We did a survey. I took a Google form, and I sent it to everyone and said, hey, fill it out. So for the ones who filled it out, I did my best to give you your roommate request. If you didn't fill it out, it was luck of the draw.
Yeah.
And here we are. She did.
Okay.
It was, it was.
The-
Yours did not fill it out, but I was kind enough. You're not. I know you know your child. And so I was kind enough to put him with his friend. But it's his friend. I was. So yeah, I did. I assumed who he
Yeah,
would want to be with.
Yeah.
They're prepared, because. So the 4 room and.
Yes,
Mhm.
they're double beds.
Yep.
So level of comfort at this point. If you're not a double bedder, you may have to make a pallet. We tried to keep it like as
They have to
cost
sleep on the
efficient
floor
for
with
the trip as
pillow.
possible. If you want a single, then it's gonna be, if you have specific recommendations, then it'll be increased in price, but yes, but we want it to like keep it as inexpensive. So like even our hotel, we're gonna be outside of city limits. That's how our price stays kind of relatively close, and we have to take the bus in, but so
Okay. What other questions? Okay. My personal belief, this is incredible opportunity and an incredible experience for these students. And I'm happy to be a part of it. I'm happy that all of you are a part of it. And I know this will be an incredible experience for them, something that they will remember for the rest of their lives. Okay. So you guys are all free to go.
you have great kids, so I'm actually excited to travel this many.
Feel free to stay. We'll be here. And
See, I don't know if they'll let me get through that with that.